840 damage from a dark blue cleric. Holy smokes. And there's another one. Dead pet over here. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, we haven't been here in years. We thought it was a pretty good spot until the cleric started just absolutely freaking stomping. Yeah. They hit way too hard, man. That's got to be adjusted. That's like a wizard nuke. A wizard nuke. It's like a wizard nuke. It's insane. Look at that shit. That is crazy. And I'm not seeing it healing itself. It's just doing absurd amounts of damage. Oh, there's a flash freeze one. I can talk tonight, I swear. I'm not drunk. It's like 2 in the morning though, so there's that. So yeah, kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, another cleric.
Of course. We're just barely handling this. It's pretty absurd. Yeah, it's good to be back over here, but at the same time, it's like, dang, dude. Have mercy. I saw somebody else complaining about clerics in the chat, and now I can see why. The server went from too easy to too difficult. Well, hopefully they adjust that shit.
What? What the fuck?
So as you guys can see, I was uploading this. It was actually already ready to go, and then I read this comment. I love EQOA, but Sandstorm is being held back by its leadership. They changed the server and made it less accessible to new players. There is not a big enough player base to support the game direction prioritizing grouping. They should be increasing ways to play and enjoy the game, not restricting them. I stopped playing because they were not rewarding my time investment. And that's, I agree with some of this. Do you?
Yeah, me too. Yes, I do.
All right.
Absolutely.
So, one of the things is, it's rough to talk about this kind of stuff right here and not sound like we're ungrateful, because Xylov can pull the plug on this anytime he wants. He can just be like, F this, I'm done.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, at the moment, it feels really harsh. And one of the things that pissed me off is I was running in a group. It was the first group we got with the guild when we first got back. And a shadow wisp saw through my invis and nuked the shit out of me. And one of the guild members was like, oh yeah, they placed wisps everywhere that can see through invis to make travel harder. And I was immediately pissed. I'm like, why would you want to make travel any harder than it already was? Travel was never easy in EQOA. And I get it, the mob density around the game has been cut back. I don't know why, if it's something to save on memory or what. So maybe that's what they're trying to do to get around that. But seeing through invis is pretty harsh, especially for low-level characters. It's just little things like that. It's like, what are we doing here? What is this? Why are you changing something that a lot of us perceive as perfect? So there's always going to be that gatekeeperness around things that people love. And I've been talking about this game for like 13 years. And obviously I love it. You know, I met the missus in it, right?
Yeah.
So it's something we're really passionate about. And I want to be able to be constructive without insulting people. You know, I don't want to go back to, 6 months ago when I dropped that video after what Lard said. And I guess Lard took off for a little while. The guild was talking about how he took off because I think he got pissed at Xylov because he wasn't liking the direction. Something to do with the warrior buffs not stacking. And I guess Xylov wanted proof that they were stacking, and they found proof, and he still said, oh well, tough. I guess they're not stacking. But if they were stacking and there's proof that they were stacking, they should go back to stacking. And Right, and mobs just feel like they're hitting way too hard. Like you saw that cleric is hitting way too hard. Now this is something they might be dialing in, right? In a week or two, it might get toned back. But I can tell you right now, there's no difference really between a green and a light blue at our level. Like 38 we are, right? Yeah.
Well, like you said, maybe they're just tweaking it and doing
Right.
this and doing that here and there until they wipe the server, and then the real comes out.
But right now, greens are hitting. Greens and blues are hitting pretty hard. I died to 4 greens. My druid had a heal tick on him and died to 4 greens in the Collin Ridge Cemetery. I was like, what the? It just melted him, and I was already starting to gear up because after they adjusted the gear, you know. But it definitely feels like EQOA on hard mode right now. Everywhere we go, duoing is harder. And yeah, we're not the perfect team because, you know, one of us should be a tank, the other a healer, or somebody should be a petter and a healer. But still, it feels rough. So what he's saying here is that they made changes and it's less accessible to new players. I have to agree with that. There's not a big enough player base to support the game, that they're prioritizing grouping a lot right now. And I think that's I think that's a dig at the fact that we don't have boxing anymore, which really hurts us because she's out there on the PS2, I'm in here, and I can't dual box. I can't bring Majesta out with us. I can't bring my Necro out with us. If we could do that, it would be a lot easier because then all we had to do is get a tank. So even tri-boxing would be better than what we have now because I can't box at all, and she can't box. Only she can be on and I can be on. So that leaves us out. And I know there's people using hotspots on their phone to continue boxing. And those of us who can't do that are just left out in the cold. And I think that's shitty, man. I think that's shitty. And boxing was something that was in the original game. If they don't want it, fine. I've said fine a million times to that. But if the population isn't there to support LFG, people get bored and they leave. That's a big problem. You don't want people to think, well, it's too hard to solo. I can't really duo, so even if I am boxing, it's a little too difficult or it's too slow or whatever. And then they just start to take off. That's, you know, you gotta walk a fine line with that, I think.
On the Wisp deal,
yeah.
Now that they got debt in, they need to get rid of some of the Wisps that are out there. Because heaven forbid if you're a noob trying to get coaches and all those wisps are out there in your way.
I don't think there should be any more wisps than there already were, but there's no way of knowing, so that's pretty much impossible. But here's the thing, they should never see through invisibility.
No.
They just shouldn't. That's something that like mystics, spiritists, shamans, they could do that. Right. Certain mobs, certain like boss mobs, etc. could see through invis. Most mobs, I'd say like 95% or more of the mobs did not see through invis. And if you can't tell what sees through invis and it's been changed, it's just going to lead to a lot of frustration. That's why I got so pissed when the Wisp did that to me, because it's like, whoa, I know they don't do that. What the F? I don't need debt because something was randomly changed. And he said here, I stopped playing because they were not rewarding my time investment. And this is we're here to test, right? So it's, your time investment is going to be thrown in the trash anyway when they wipe it. But what I think he's trying to say is it's just too hard to get any good gains right now. It'd be nice if we had the luck for the anniversary or, for March coming up to help people to level alts a little bit quicker. That would be nice. But yeah, I just feel overall that things need to get dialed in a little bit more. I am very grateful for the fact we've had this server. I've said this many times before. Yeah. And I wish them the best. Even when we had that falling out 6 months ago, I still wish them the best. I did 4 months ago make that video when they took out boxing and they did something else. I said people need to just sit it out for a little while and then hopefully they'll change it, because it would be nice if they listened to the community more. It would be nice if Xyloff would speak to the community. I've never seen him once in one of my comments sections for anything ever. So it would be nice if he came around a little bit more and was just more transparent with everything.
Right.
That's all. Maybe take polls, see Poll the community, see what, you know, if they like boxing, if they think it should come back. Poll the community on hunt and gather. And I understand why they got rid of it, because of the drama around it. And personally, I don't really like hunt and gather anyways that much, because it kind of trivializes the rest of the world. People go to hunt and gather camps and just stay there.
And you don't get the grouping then. You
Right.
know, this whole game is about grouping.
We're kind of traditional in that way. But at the moment, there's not a lot of players. So the boxing would be nice to make a comeback, at least a 3-box. That's just my suggestion. Get rid of the wisps that can see through invis, and tone down on across the board how much mobs are doing. It's not just the fact that a cleric was nuking my face off and that casters are hitting really hard. The melees are hitting too hard across the board. So I think things need to be toned down by a good 20-30%. That's just my 2 cents. But yeah, at this point I want to kick it over to you guys. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section below. Hit the like button, subscribe, click the bell, and yeah, let us know what you think. God bless, and we look forward to seeing you all in the next video.
Goodbye.
Nostalgia. It's delicate, but potent.